Hello, YouTube. Um, Today, I shouldn't say today, or yeah, I guess you could say today. Today is or today I will be doing my Wicked Comic Con haul video, um, which I came from not that long ago. I just got home from it not that long ago. So let me show you what I got. Um, I have a lot. I spent more money than I anticipated on spending, but let me show you what I got. The first thing is uh, the first thing is a the first thing is a print. It is Young Hellboy. It is from the comic book Young Hellboy: The Hidden Land, and it is signed by Craig Rousseau. Um, and and he signed it right here. So that's the first thing. The minute I saw this, I was like, "Yeah, I need to have this." This, uh, so that was the only art piece that I bought. However, I did get quite a bit of um, autographs and stuff like that. So this I bought when I was there. This was only $10. Um, I have never read anything from G.I. Joe. However, Joshua Williamson is a pretty damn good writer. Um, um, so, front, back, side, and then it is signed by the artist. It is signed by the artist Tom Riley. And he signed it right here. Ugh. And this is from Image Comics. This is from Image Comics. So there's this and that. Um, this one is from a publisher called Homeless Comics. And this is also signed. Um, this is also signed. It is called Toddler Apocalypse. And so, front, back, side. I don't know if you guys can see that. Or, yeah, side right here. And then it says here, I'll read you guys the back. It says, the worst part of trying to survive the apocalypse, you're freaking kids. Toddler, Toddler Apocalypse takes all of your favorite sci-fi and apocalypse tropes and illustrates how having your kids with you would make everything so much harder. Um, Bringing these stories to life is an all-star group of creators with tongues firmly in cheek and hearts on sleeves. Um, and this is also signed. This is signed by um, this is signed by George O'Connor, who is one of the co-creators and who's one of the co-creators and writers. and he signed it right here. Um, and he signed it right here. Um, and then I have another one here from Homeless Comics, and he also signed this one. And this one is great. This one is Great Zombies in History. So, front, back, side, and this is basically um, this is basically a bunch of short zombie stories. Um, this is a bunch of short stories, obviously, all featuring zombies in different like time periods and stuff like that. But look at the art in this book. I mean, the art is phenomenal. Like, look at that art. Um, that's from the first story in here. And then here you have a different story by a different artist. And yeah, just incredible, incredible art here. Um, and yeah, the art is really, really consistent in all of these, in all of these stories. Um, and just, incredible, incredible art. Um, and then I have here Batman Venom. I have Legends of the Dark Knight, Batman Venom. This is part 1 of 5. And this is signed. I did buy all 5 issues. However, I will be showing those off. I'll be showing those off later in the video. However, this was the only one that I had him sign. That I had Trevor Von Eden signed. So he. But yeah, you have some great art here from Trevor Von Eden. You have some great artwork here by Trevor Von Eden. You have some great artwork here by Trevor Von Eden. In fact, I'll probably do a review on this at some point because this is a fantastic story. But yeah, some really, really good artwork here by Trevor Von Eden. So yeah, some great artwork here by Trevor Von Eden. Yeah, so this is the only issue that I had him sign because he was charging for autographs, and that was the only issue that I had him sign. So, and then to follow up my Hellboy print, Hellboy print, I have Hellboy: The Hidden Land. So front, back, side, and then this is also signed. This is also signed by. This is signed by the author, Tom, or one of the writers who wrote it, Tom. Thomas Snegosky, and Dave and Craig Russo. So they signed it. And again, some really great artwork here by Craig. Um, some really great art here by Craig. Um, yeah, some great art here by Craig. So there's that. And then this, I was very, very happy to get this signed. Um, Robin and Batman. So this I brought with me. I had this before. One of the things that I do whenever I go to cons is bring books with me, that I have that I want to get signed. And I happen to have this one. So front, back, side, and then it's signed by the artist. And he actually did this little sketch here inside the book. And you have phenomenal art here by the artist. Phenomenal art here. Yeah, just phenomenal art here. Yeah, just, in fact, you know what? Let me dig out the, I have the individual issues, and that would be better to show you guys. So let me see if I can find those. 1 second. And let me show those off, because that would be easier. Let me see if I can find them. Yeah. Yeah, here. So this would be easier. This is just easier. Incredible art here by the artist. Incredible art. Yeah, just incredible art here. Yeah, just incredible art here. But yeah, so that's that. And then this was another book that I knew nothing about. I knew nothing about this book when I saw it. I knew nothing about this book when I saw it. It is autographed, and it is calico. So front, back, side. And this is, like I said, I knew nothing about this before I bought it. But when I was talking to the creator, he said he described the story as basically he is an anti-hero, like the Punisher. He's an anti-hero like the Punisher, and he's a defender. He is a defender of animals. It says here, Hector Gill is the calico, the ultimate defender of animals. He hates bullies and worst of all, those who abuse and murder innocent animals. With access to highly advanced technology and help from a vast network of globally dispersed operatives. He brings the bad guys to justice and puts an end to their animal abuse permanently. Um, and and like I said before, I knew nothing about this book before. Um, I knew nothing about this book before. Before the guy. Um, before the guy told me about it, but some more just incredible art from uh, yeah, I'm gonna butcher that name, so um, I'm not even gonna bother trying to pronounce it. But yeah, just some really really great art here. Um, but just yeah, some great art here. Um, but yeah, so there's this, and then I have one more autograph. Oh, I'm sorry. This is from what's the publisher for this one? This is looks like it's Sigma Comics, which I've never heard of. Oh, and the Hellboy was Dark Horse Comics. Um, and this is from Dynamite, and it's Vampaverse. Now it is Vampaverse, and this is front, back, side. Now this is another one signed by Thomas Snigoski, Snigoski, and his wife, Jeannie Atkinson, I think is how you pronounce it. But it is and they both signed it. They both signed it here. And this is Vampirella from different universes. And I've never read anything from Vampirella, but from what I understand, this is supposed to be very good. So, and that is the end of my autographs, but I still have lots more. I still have lots more books to show you because I bought a ton of books. I have no idea where these are going to go. I'm running out of room. I have here from Image Comics Bog Bodies. So front, back, side, and it says here a dark survival story set in the remote Dublin mountains. Sorry, wrong thing here. It says a cold, pugnant story of crime, survival, and regret. Bog Bodies follows an Irish gangster on the run after a job gone wrong, who encounters a young woman lost in the Dublin mountains. Injured and unarmed, the unlikely pair must try to evade their pursuers and survive the desolate bog that has severed that is severed as burial grounds. Oh, I'm sorry, that is served as burial grounds for unspeakable murder throughout history. Um, so yes. And this is from Image Comics, um, which is the majority of what I buy these days, because DC and Marvel are, have turned into, have turned into like such a shit show these days. So there's that. And then another one from Image Comics. This one I know. This I know nothing about. In other words, it was a blind buy. But it is called The Creep. So front, back, side, and it says Oxel Carnus is a private detective like no other, with the face of a brute and the broken heart of a child. He navigates the mean streets of 1980s Manhattan in 4 neo-noir tales that test his courage, wits, and ethical core. And it is drawn by Dale Eaglesham, who I know from he did a Captain America story with Ed Brubaker. At one point, he did Punisher Year One. He did Punisher Year One. Just a variety of different stuff. So yeah, so there's this. And then this is from IDW. And it is Vlad the Impaler Dracula. Front, back, side, and it says here, Dracula is one of the most well-known characters in the world. Now read the story of the man who inspired the legend in this graphic novel written by Roy Thomas, and presented for the first time in beautiful black and white, to showcase the art of horror icon Esteban Marito. Yeah, I have no idea. And it says here and the art here, I was flipping through this at the con, and the art is incredible. I mean, look at that art. That art is crazy. Just incredible art here. And especially, like for black and white art, like that's insane. That's insane. But so there's this. And then this is one that I saw. This is another one from Image. And this one is Over My Dead Body. So front, back, side, and it says here a prison. It says Markham is a contract killer taking aim at redemption, even if it kills him. And it says here a prison warden's daughter has fallen in with a separatist militia, and the warden's only chance to rescue her is his most dangerous, intimate, and his only chance to rescue her is his most dangerous inmate, the notorious contract killer. Markham. Markham. Markham claims that a near-death experience convinced him to atone for his past sins, and start saving lives instead of taking them. This might be Markham's last shot at redemption, but is he really? But is he ready? But is he ready to die for that shot? So yeah, so like I said before, I knew nothing about this when I saw it. I love this. However, it is recommended. Apparently, it does come highly recommended by comic book writer Brian K. Vaughan, who I hear is supposed to be fantastic. I've never read any of his stuff personally, but I've heard he's a fantastic writer. So I saw this, and as someone who is a fan, who's a huge fan of noir, like crime thrillers, type, movies and stuff like that. The minute I saw this, I was like, you know what? I'm getting this. So, so there's that. And then this is obviously from DC. Batman Creature of the Night. Front, back, side, and it says here, the boy who loves Batman. Bruce Wainwright was a happy 9-year-old obsessed with Batman comics, imagining what it would be like to be the Dark Knight. His world crumbles when his parents are killed in a robbery gone wrong. Orphaned, he is sent to a private boarding school where he broods. His thirst for vengeance. His thirst for vengeance and no outlet. He thirsts for vengeance and has no outlet. Not in a world that lacks superheroes. Bruce desperately wishes for a Batman to bestow vengeance on those cowardly criminals, and sometimes wishes come true. And then it says here, a bat-like creature finds his parents' killers, beginning the most unimaginable odyssey of all. Bruce is shocked as this dark angel of justice follows him through the years, and he takes comfort that something is dealing with the criminals, even as he thirsts for understanding. So this is I have yet to read this, but I read Superman's Secret Identity, also written by Kurt Busiek. This, from what I understand, is kind of like a spiritual sequel, I guess you could say, to Superman's secret identity. Um, I Superman's secret identity is one of the greatest Superman stories, or at least in my opinion, one of the greatest Superman stories ever written. Um, so when I heard that this was happening, I was like, oh yeah, I'm there. Um, but yeah, no, this um, so yeah, so there's this, um, and then I have here. This is from Dark Horse Comics. We kill each other. So front, back, side, and it says here when rival mobsters Levi Solomon and Jonas Kaminsky are arrested, the DA offers them a chance to clear their records by working together to disrupt the Nazi movement as and its leader, Fritz Julius Kahn, who claims to be the American Führer. With World War II on the horizon, Nazi sympathizers and fascists have taken root on American soil. In alarming numbers, intending to push the U.S. Toward an alliance with Germany. Um, when the lone hope of stopping the American Nazi movement falls to Jewish American gangsters currently enriched in a violent turf war. Kaminsky and Solomon find that there's only one thing they hate more than each other: Nazis. And this is apparently based on true events, which I did not realize. So yeah. So there's this. And then we have here from another one from Image Comics, Space Bandits. So front, back, side, and it says here, one's a criminal mastermind, the other's a violent outlaw. Together, there are two unstoppable space bandits hell-bent on revenge. And this is by Mark Millar, who is one of the only consistent comic book writers left in the industry. Who is one of the only good comic book writers left in the industry these days. But yeah, so there's this. And then this one, another one from Image Comics, Men of Wrath. So front, back, side, and here we have years ago when great-grandfather Assam, I guess, stabbed a man to death over some sheep. Everything changed. A long, bloody cycle of Southern violence began that day. One that's been passed down from father to son over the course of a century, getting a bit darker and bloodier with each new generation. That cycle now climates in era in Ira Wrath the coldest hitman to ever walk Alabama soil, who has just taken a job that will decide the fate of his cursed family once and for all. It started with some sheep, it ends when everyone dies. Um, Now, I am not the biggest Jason Aaron fan. However, I am a huge fan of Ron Gardney. I love his art. Um, so I will um, I will be checking this out because I've heard that this is supposed to be pretty good. Um, and then we have here, this one's from Dead Reckoning, which I've never heard of. The Stretcher Bearers. So front, back, side, and it says here it was September 1918, and Maxwell Fox didn't know what would witness in France. Oh, no, what he would witness in France. America had been in the Great War only since April 2nd, 1917. Nothing could have prepared him for the horrors that awaited him. And the rest of the men of the 4th Infantry Ivy Division, um, as the Meuse Argonne offensive raged on, Maxwell was assigned to a unit of stretcher bearers, men who were tasked with running into harm's way to rescue their fallen brethren from the clutches of death. This wouldn't be an easy job, but with Graham, Frank, and Ralph by his side, Maxwell had to rely on his team and hope to survive. A dark and honest look at the bond of brotherhood during war, the Stretcher Bearers tells the unforgettable tale of a young man trying to save the lives of wounded soldiers and keep those he'd served with alive. But in the war to end all wars, no one was safe. So yes, this is apparently set during World War One. Me being, like a huge, like history buff, like war buff and stuff like that. The minute I saw this, I was like, I'm getting this. So yeah, so there's this. And then this one is by Aftershock Comics. And this one's written by Garth Ennis. And it is Dreaming Eagles. So front, back, side. And this is another war comic. In the 1960s, as the civil rights movement shocks America to its core, Second World War veteran Reggie Atkinson seeks his teenage son Lee. Sees his teenage son Lee drawn into the dangerous battle for racial equality and fears for him. 20 years earlier, in an unheard place called Tuskegee, Alabama, cadet officer Atkinson and his comrades report for pilot training. Those that graduate will be the first African American combat flyers to serve with the United States Army Air Force. An experiment unwelcome in much of their native land, contested by many, in their governments. In their government, in the war-torn skies of Adolf Hitler's fortress. In the war-torn skies of Adolf Hitler's fortress, Europe, they will forge a legend that endures to this very day. Long after their critics are dead and gone, some will pay the ultimate price, miles above Earth. Others expecting to come home as heroes will find a dreadful welcome waiting. So this is Garth Ennis is a huge World War II enthusiast, as am I. So, and usually anything that Garth Ennis does usually ends up being pretty damn good. So, and then I have another one here, A Letter to Joe. So I don't know if you notice here like a theme. I don't know if you notice like a theme or not, but yeah, I did pick up a lot of war comics. So front, back, side, and it says here, as Leonard fights on the front lines of World War II, memories of Josephine help keep him alive. As Josephine contends with life, family, and work in Cleveland, letters from Leonard sustain her, but official censorship forces him to leave out much of the action he sees. Finally, with the war coming to an end, Leonard is able to tell his full story. In a quietly beautiful letter to Josephine, Leonard writes of all the loneliness he felt, and this is from, I guess it's called Top Shelf Productions. But yeah, I picked up a lot of war comics. And this is apparently it says here, it says nonfiction. So this was apparently a true story. Oh yeah. Yeah, here's here are actual photographs in the back of the book. Yeah, and this is him right here apparently. So, yeah, so there's that. I have a couple more. Or I should say, I have a few more. This one is Black Ships. So front, back, side, and it says here, this is apparently also another nonfiction story. And Yeah, so this is another nonfiction story. So yeah, so there's this, and then Sex Castle, front, back, side, and it says here, the former world's greatest assassin moves to a small town, leaving the world of killing behind, only to be pulled back in. An exciting action romp in the style of classic 80s action film. Um, so yeah. Yeah, so there's that. And then this is from, I can't tell what this is from. But this is another true story, apparently. And it is a graphical biography of Malcolm X. So, front, back, side, and it says here assassinated at age 39 in 1965. Malcolm X battled the horrifying legacy of African American slavery throughout his short life. Malcolm's passage from troubled boy to influential, outspoken man, and finally to tragic hero is captured in the drawings of the award-winning graphic artist Randy DeBurke, and the heart-rendering history of the era is distilled to his essence, to its essence. Yeah, so I saw this and I was like, you know what? I will get this. And then this is from DC, obviously, but this is part of like the DC Inc. Line. It's part of the DC Inc. is, like those young adult graphic novels, and it's Shadow of the Batgirl. This one I've been wanting to get this for some time. So front, back, side, and so yeah, so this I've been wanting to get for some time because I've heard a lot of good things about this book. So, and then this is from Dark Horse Comics. This is from Dark Horse Comics, and it's called The Creep, which I know I just showed you one called The Creep, but this is not the same one. This is a different one. It says here, a young boy puts a gun in his mouth and pulls the trigger. The police don't care. Not about not about his death or the related death of his best friend 2 months earlier. One tortured mother seeks help from an old flame who's now a detective. What she doesn't know is that he suffers a sorry guys, I can't pronounce this. A disease resulting in a brutish facial features at midlife. Will his freakish appearance get in the way of solving the double suicide? So yeah, so this is apparently supposed to be very good. And that's from Dark Horse. Now this one is another one from Dark Horse. And it is written by Christopher Golden and Tim Levin. and it is festival. Front, back, side. And it says the Valhalla Music Festival commemorates a long ago Viking slaughter. But when strange things start happening, it seems the massacre may be far from over. When festival goers begin to disappear and musicians find themselves playing mysterious and ancient songs as if possessed, the fans have to figure out what's going on before the festival sites haunting before the festival sites haunting past comes back for blood. And yeah, this is another one I've been wanting to get for a while. And so there's that. And then the remainder of what I have are they are all back issues. That is the end of my trades. The remainder of my stuff is back issues. So I will show you these now. This is from Source Point Press, and it is Damned. It is Damned, Terror, Damned, Cursed Children. The complete set. If you can see here, it includes all 5 issues. So there's that. This is from DC. Batman Man-Bat. And yes, this is, if you can see the Elseworld logo here, this is an Elseworld story. And it includes the complete story. It's all 3 books. So there's that. All the back issues here are, are complete sets. And then we have here Spider-Man Daredevil from the Marvel Knights logo. And it is the complete story. And then another one from Dark Horse. Hellboy, The Wolves of St. August. And with the new Hellboy movie coming out next month, I figured now would be a good time to pick up. To start getting some Hellboy stuff. So, and these are this is the remainder of Batman Venom. I already showed you part 1, so part 2. This is part 3. Part 4. And part 5. So there's those. And then I got this is another one from Dark Horse. I grabbed this because of the movie coming out soon. Aliens. Newt's Tale. And it is the complete story. It is looks like it's a 2-book story arc. So this is book 1. And this is book 2. And then I have 2 more books. Hellboy and the BPRD. And this is a 2-part story. So the first issue and the second issue. And this was written by Mike Mignola and Christopher Golden. So yeah, so there's that. And then my last one is another Elseworld story. And it is Batman Hollywood Night. And this is a 3-part story. And I don't know if you can tell here, but there's another book here in the back of book 3. So it is all 3 books. So yeah, so that is what I got. So that is everything I picked up. I have another con. I'm attending another con next Friday. So I will be doing a haul video on that. I will be doing another haul video on that. Probably on that day. So let me know. Let me know what you guys think of everything that I picked up. Have you read any of these? Let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.